Hey everybody, it's Greg Colossale here, just saying hi after Christmas. Hope everyone had a good time with their families and friends and ate a lot of good food, listened to some great music, slowed it all down to realize how lucky we really are to be walking on this crazy earth. I wanted to open up the doors today real quick about business. I want to help you in your business, help people create and leave behind a legacy, whether it be financial, which takes a little time, or just creative, which I think is the most important part. You see, creativity, artistry, and business are all pretty much the same thing. You are putting out there something that you've invented or created that you're proud of. It comes from an internal source. It's usually not just when someone opens a business or starts a business. It's not just some fly by night idea, unless they're a little criminal, kind of hiding behind businesses because they're doing bad things. Those people exist, but heartfelt, strong, good-hearted entrepreneurs, they're putting a lot behind it. And the other thing is, it's extension of the self. It really is. So a lot of folks don't understand business. They try their hand at it and they give up real quick because business can beat you up. I mean, it can really be brutal. I grew up in business. I grew up watching my father have no other choice but to invent businesses to feed us. And it was something that I'm glad I got a front row seat to watch. I then went to college and got ready to be a choir director, a school teacher in a sense, which is very, very opposite of opening a business. There's nothing wrong or right about either lifestyle. I'm just going to kind of talk to the business folks now. So, right away, folks, when you are going through on a process that is business like, or you plan on turning into some way to make money, you have to understand that some of your thinking is going to change. And it is against what you see in the media. You're going to not see much support for things that you need to do, like firing people, cutting costs, working with the lights off, sleeping in a car because you can't afford your apartment. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, but these are all pretty normal things that happen when you embark on the idea of business. That's why it's actually really sad when you are trying to build a business, which is just a form of eating and drinking. Right? In America, you have to have money to eat and drink and to get a place to sleep. So when you're building a business, eating and drinking, sleeping, it's really strange when the local people hurt you, try to shut you down. The cops are sent to your place. The board of health is sent to your place. The fire marshal is sent to your place. Everyone I just listed has an agreement called a salary, where their days are owned by whoever hires them, and they're given money in exchange for their time. But they're not really often measured in accuracy, assertiveness, and incredible performance, outstanding contributions to the organization for the exchange of money. But that's not a bad thing. It's just a reality of America. So it's strange that those are the folks that they will send in order to dilute or what would you call that? Assess your business, even though they have never probably done what you're doing. That would be as foolish as me at 300 pounds going to a marathon and telling everybody how to run, right? If you saw my big butt standing in front of all the runners, you'd be like, what are we listening to? So this is the strange phenomena of America. And business people, even though when you like a sandwich, you're buying it from a business person. When you need a pair of shoes, you're buying it from a business person. A car, some gasoline, tinfoil, rice, it doesn't matter. But for some reason, business people are like incredibly ostracized. Not by all, but by some, and sometimes many. So these are the things that I'm trying to get you to realize that you're going to face when you start a business. Now, it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just the nature of humans. I was really shocked by it 20 years ago. I didn't understand why there would be so much energy in trying to harm or take away from me as I had nothing like to go on. Once you quit your job and start your business, you got no money. So it's not something I understand. I don't understand that part, but you have to be ready for it. Now, you can be nice and sweet and all, but that doesn't work. You have to have a strong wall. You have to know the laws. You have to be ready for conflict, and you have to get ready for public conflict, because that's the only way to stop a few people who may be just dead set on stopping your enterprise. It could be cutting lawn because their uncle is a lawnmower guy in town. Whatever it is, you're going to see the dark side of human nature when you start business. But it is nowhere near as wonderful as what you receive on the good side of opening a business. Another strange thing that happens when you open a business is people become fake friends of yours. I'm sure it's a lot like winning the lottery or getting rich. Even though you have no money, they still will kind of organize and coordinate around you in order to have something that you have, and like they could play it. You know what I mean? They could be like, well, my buddy owns a Thai restaurant, so if we need rice, I got connections. And then they come to you and your price for rice is $5, and they're like, Greg, how about $1? Okay. Totally normal. But what I'm trying to show you is that in order to stay alive in business, you cannot and will not be able to be nice to everyone. It don't matter if you love them, you owe them your life, because on the other side of you is the mortgage company who owns your house, the car payments who get you to drive the car, the guy that owns the gasoline station where you buy your gas, the cell phone providers that you need in order to communicate, the food people, the water people, and the drink people, the car insurance people. You catching my drift? All of these people, when you go to them and say, oh, can I just have that pineapple for free? They're going to say, no. Mr. Mortgage Guy, can I just get my mortgage for a few months? I'm trying to build a florist so I could deliver flowers to you people. No, we'll take your house. You see, that is the hardest thing to understand. That's what's going to happen to you. So when someone owes you $800, you have to say, excuse me, hi, my name is, and I've done this service for you. Here's the invoice, and we're going to need you to pay on that $800. Now, that is so crucial for you to understand that my life almost got away from me because it was really hard for me to do that, because I was working with children. And I was working in a town and with children whose families I've already taught. If I had child number 3, I likely already taught child number 1 and 2. So it was really hard for me to be solid in my boundaries, because I have a heart and I love kids and families. And if mom was like, I know it's 800, but would you take 200? And you're like, okay. But you don't, it's not fair. You can't do that for every client. You can't do that to yourself. Again, when the mortgage company says, hey, we need our $1,500 for your house, and you're like, I only have $300. Well, you know what they do. So this world is not nice, but it doesn't have to be rude or insensitive. It's just a fact. The fact is, when you give me that $800, Mrs. Jones, I'm going to give it to the mortgage company so I could sleep in a building. And that was the agreement. I said, would you like this service for $800? You said, yes. I did the service. You were supposed to give me the money. And then the bank says, do you want to sleep in this nice warm building for $1,500 a month? And I said, yes. And they said, okay, you have to give us, and then I give them the money, even though I owe $700. You catch that? So if you can't do this, you cannot run a business. It'll send you to the hospital. People will then, and different kinds of people, they will categorize you, call you names, and oh, he's changed, and he's just for the money, and all that. All that stuff is going to happen because you're going to go from friend to business person. Okay? Very important to respect this and respect and expect this to happen. Any intelligent, good-hearted American citizen understands that a business cannot operate without the next topic, which is called cash flow. What is cash flow? Well, Mrs. Jones gives you the money she owes you. So does Mr. Stevens and Dr. Todd and Eleanor Rigby and Mickey Mouse. They all owe you $800. And then now you have $5,400. The government is going to want 28%. So now you're down about $3,400. And you use the remaining money to operate your business. I can't teach piano to 20 kids. I have to hire another piano teacher at the same time. That $3,400 is going to now help me pay for that piano teacher. You see how it works. I don't have to break it down. Cash flow, rule number two, is the only way you survive. And it is so aggressive and so painful at times. If you're in a kind of a grassroots kind of business, you can again end up in the hospital because it'll cause you so much nervosa. Okay, cash flow is simply the coming in, the taking in of cash, so that the machine operates without much fault. It's the same as a living thing. If you have a gerbil or a guinea pig in a cage, it will die without food. You need money. Clean water. You need money. Some bedding that isn't all urine covered. You need money. Maybe the hamster wheel, some exercise for it so it doesn't lose its mind. You need money. A little shelter. It likes to sleep inside of a little box or something. Okay, so it is the same concept, but when you talk about it being money, people become very disgusted, as if you're going to buy drugs, or you're at this, you're at some club drinking. That's what you're doing with the money. That's crazy ignorant, because there are people who can grow up almost their whole lives. They can get married, be taken care of by a wife or a husband, and not have any idea how money actually works or how work actually works. Definitely don't know how business works. So it isn't to scoff at these people. These people are not they're not evil or bad, but they will enter your business. And so when you go, oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it's $545. Oh, what? My husband's a doctor. He doesn't make anywhere near that for 25 minutes. My wife will kill me if she finds it. These are all very valid energies. But I am not saying this number because I'm trying to rob you. This number is here on the form. It's on the menu behind me. It's on our website. It is not a number that I just make up and say, this guy looks like I can really make him pay more. But you don't have to pay for this number. You don't have to pay this product. That's the beauty of America. You could turn around and walk out the door. Now, this is really, really hard for young people to understand, because being liked, being nice, being accepted is important to most humans. In this world today, they will go online and say, Mr. Jones tried to charge me $5,000. And they'll just try to make you into a monster. Quite honestly, what you learn over time is these people don't have any marketable skills. Oops. You know what I mean? They haven't dug into themselves. They haven't learned about themselves. They haven't repeated an action that would give them a viable skill, like carpentry or cooking or music or something. So they cannot go into the free market and sell a service that they can provide because they can't provide any service of monetary value. Now, that's a bad thing. Something my father taught me that's bad. You know, if you can make a mean baked potato, okay, and you're proud of your baked potato, you can earn a living selling baked potatoes. How amazing is that? So I'm not going to go down the road of my father, because he's the one who started all this. But if you are not responsible in the first 35 or 40 years of your life at all, and haven't repeated a skill that you can sell, even driving, you could rent a car or buy, be a taxi guy. But these are things that a lot of people aren't taught. And so time goes by and they don't see themselves as being able to charge somebody $50 for driving them for 20 minutes, even though Uber does it every day. So this is the bad part of business, but you can't let it get you down, because business is not for everyone. It is only for a few kind of folks, and I'm one of them. Hopefully you're one of them. What you want to do is understand something very simple. We're all slaves. We're slaves to the dollar. We're slaves to work and time, and everybody owns everybody. Don't kid yourself. So when you respect that, you can be. I kind of miss being a slave to a salary. When I was a public school teacher, I received money every week, and it went up every year, basically. And it was pretty amazing. I was like, wow. And if I was a horrible teacher, or if I was a wonderful teacher, the money never changed. I could spend a whole week hating the kids in front of me. Never did that, but I could have. Or I could spend a whole week loving the kids in front of me, and the number was always the same on the check. Now, when you go into business and you do that same energy, let's say you open a music school like I did. The kids come in and you sit in front of them and you hate them for a week. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to be there on week 2? No. You see, certain situations in life are legally bound, called truancy. They have to go to school. But they don't have to be in your after-school show choir school unless you're cool, fun, and weird. That's me. So that's just, I used my own skill, my only skill. Oh, and I can cook shrimp scampi. And I sold it because I don't know how to live in this country. You need money. So that's what I did. Everyone's different. If you're a cook and you can make 10 different dishes, yeah, open a restaurant. But know what's coming. The expenses and the refrigerators and the board of health and the blah, 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 and the alcohol and blah, blah. Not for me. My brain already is stressing out just thinking about it. But if you need shrimp scampi, I'll roll in and cook it there for a price. You see, business to me is so awesome because it's the most natural reality a human could live in. You have to excuse me. I'm getting there's some weird fumes in this building. Pretty weird. And it's so funny because every time someone walks by, it seems like the fumes get worse. I don't even know what that means. Where was it? Okay, so to reiterate, if you are thinking about changing your life because you don't like your job, your lifestyle, it's completely normal, okay? But the things that I'm telling you are what you're going to have to expect if you leave an employee position. Remember, there's 4 ways you can live in America if you're not homeless more horribly. The employee, the self-employed, okay? So the employee, that's like I was, a school teacher. The self-employed, after school I taught voice lessons, self-employed. Third one is a business, like you have a restaurant. People come in. It's not has to do nothing to do with you, but you own it. They buy the cheesecake and the potatoes, and they buy gin and tonics, and you make money through all the selling of your products in a business. Employee, self-employed, business, and the last one, you have so much money you invest it and it grows because it has power like that. Okay, all rich dad, poor dad. Kiyosaki taught me that. It's a very, very good thing, and I wish I could write it down. But so when you leave employee, which we all are at some point in our lives, and move to self-employed, this is what's going to happen to you. Let's say you're cutting lawns for a landscaper. You're like, I could do this on my own. You buy your lawnmower, you go out in the world, and this is what's going to happen. You're going to say, hi, I can cut your lawn. They're like, how about $20? You're like, $20? I just bought a coffee for $10. And now I'm here with my crew and my gas, $20. Man, it's going to be $120. You see, so these are the things that are coming for you. And I'm here to help you. I am now going to be available for the entire world by counseling and kind of helping through the internet to get you over the humps of the realities of what it takes to start a business. If you're not coming from $500,000 in the bank, I can help you understand what you're in store for. Big money can start big business very quickly because money protects and cushions everything. But if you don't have the big cushion, I can show you how to do it. My father came from nothing. Get ready for a book all about his life. Worse than nothing. Scary, dark, evil poverty of World War II. Came to America, did not take a day off, and built a world that allowed me to be able to talk and think and be creative and help you. So this is not, what do you call that? When that guy comes to town and sells magic potion. I can't remember the name. This isn't snake oil. That's it. This is real. I've done it. I am one of the most successful music educators in New England, on the East Coast, and possibly in America. And what I did was so unbelievably progressive that it really shook up the entire government, the educational aspect of government, shook up a lot of things. But it was wonderful, beautiful, not illegal, magical. It helped thousands, and tens of thousands of kids. So I'm going to help you understand where you stand in this position as well. I'm Greg Colossale, and you could see me as your business guru. I'll be right behind you telling you everything you need to know, and it's going to be the truth, even though not everybody likes the truth. Let me get you ready. Are you in a $2,400 living situation? You got central air and a $500 car payment? Well, those are going to go immediately. So say goodbye to that lifestyle. 24 months later, you're going to be able to maybe fetch that again. Maybe 36 or 48 months. All right, but say goodbye to all that fanfare because that's where you are trapped. I'm Greg Colossale. Find me online. See ya.